Convict me, Daddy.
Oh,
yeah. What a day it's been. What
man.
a day it's been. My goodness gracious. Welcome to On and Off the Field, this award-winning podcast with Durf and Dylan. It's another fantastic Tuesday. Let's all give a happy birthday to Snoop Dogg today. Also, just a party day for Josh Gordon. It's a beautiful, beautiful 420 here in America. We're so happy to be here. Were you wondering where I was going with that? You seemed confused there for a minute.
What's up?
Were you confused there for a minute, like where I was going with that?
Slightly.
Snoop Dogg's birthday. Wait a minute. I don't remember seeing that.
Oh.
Well, I guess since this is actually pre this weekend, so we're kind of like in that weird portion.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want your cake now or later? I mean, because your birthday's coming up too.
Yeah, coming up this weekend.
I mean, we could just celebrate this week and next week. We'll do both.
Okay.
So we'll do both because I have the perfect cake for you ready to go.
Oh yeah.
So we'll start the show actually with cake of the day while we're here.
Okay.
Where's my banner? My banner's gone. Oh, we don't need a banner. So let's all sing happy birthday to Durf and we'll light the cake. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Durf. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, that's a funny cake.
It's a weed cake. It's very well done too.
That is. I mean, that's some pretty strong craftsmanship there.
Hey, look at those eyes, man. I mean, that's an impressive looking cake.
Mm-hmm.
Very impressive, man. We got so many comments rolling in already. What's up, Durf? It's your favorite. We got Team Durf over here with Strikeout Beer. And while we're on the topic of Durf, we'll give him his favorite segment. I don't know if it's his favorite segment or not, but it's at least the segment brought to us by Stefan Diggs. It's flossing time.
Flossing time.
Which means follow, like, observe, subscribe, and share to anything on and off the field related. I'm going to get whatever's in my eye out of my eye, and you can tell people how to floss.
Alrighty. Well, like Dylan said, make sure you follow, like, observe, and share on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, as well as subscribe to our YouTube and our Twitch channel, which we are currently live on, all by searching at OOTF Podcast. Make sure to click the link in the video description to get all the other links that you need for this award-winning show. And make sure to rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts so that we know how we're doing and what you like or dislike about this award-winning show.
Nobody dislikes anything. There's no way. We still have that 3-star review on iTunes, and that hurts. Hurts my feelings.
Pitiful.
Censor this. Oh my gosh, there's so many comments. Happy birthday to Durf from Ryan Francis. Happy birthday from Strikeout Beer.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, here he even sang it. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Durf. Happy birthday to you. And it's Ryan Francis's work anniversary.
Ooh,
oh my
nice.
God.
Look at all these things.
What a day. What a day. Great show. You're doing great. 10 out of 10 from Richard. Thank you. That means the absolute world to me. You don't like a lot of stuff. No, that's you. You don't like a lot of stuff. And I was singing the song for Durf. I know you were. We appreciate you singing along. Really appreciate that. Oh, as we said, this is On and Off the Field, and we're going to talk about like some sports and stuff. But it is 420. We have to celebrate that.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody can raise their blunt to Derek Chauvin being convicted guilty on all charges. Hey!
Oh, yeah.
Cheers, everybody. A little bit of faith was restored in humanity today.
Mm-hmm.
He did that. The fact that didn't get away with it. We still have to wait for sentencing, I think. Right. This is what we're waiting on.
Yep. Yeah, there's still that whole process that takes 8 weeks or so.
Yeah, that's what I saw. Yeah.
But Yeah, but no, like this, like literally reached the sports world though too. It's not like we're just talking about what's in the news. Like this is literally affecting the sports world. There were so many athletes that you know got behind causes and did stuff outside of just the sports world to make a difference. And this is one step in the right direction.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not. we have a text chat between me and the other podcasters, and some of them are in here. This isn't directed towards you, but like a lot of comments, because ESPN reported on it, obviously, and a lot of people's comments were like, "Why is ESPN reporting about this? This is not sports related. This is absolutely sports related."
Right.
Once this whole thing started, I mean, like sport wasn't played. People were just sitting on the sideline, just kind of chilling,
Yeah.
That's what this caused. And I'm just so happy that, like, it's hard to understate it because we've seen it happen so many times.
Right.
Like people get away with this kind of stuff. Like we haven't seen the accountability at all in the past. Like how many times have we seen these kinds of things happen in the streets? And I know the whole point is like Black Lives Matter. It happens to minorities in this country, but it's for anyone. Just cops getting away with anything that they want in the streets. So it's just good to see someone being held accountable. We know it's not all of them. We know it's not, all situations. We know. But the one situation where something had to be done, it was done. So,
yeah.
And now we're moving on to, I just used her name earlier. Let me go back and find the name. Kim Potter. Now we're moving on to Kim. She's next. That was the one with Dante. With the supposed to be a taser. Yeah.
Oh, the one that just recently happened. Yeah.
Yeah. She's been charged with second-degree manslaughter, but obviously we're not even close to like trial dates yet.
Right.
So that was a good way to start out the show. Very happy start to the day, and kind of middle of the day, I guess, when that happened. That was great stuff. So let's move into some actual on and off the field fan favorite. The other sports. My Mariners beat your Dodgers, bro.
Yeah. How does that make you feel?
I don't care. I mean, I woke up because the Mariners have been interesting this year, to say the least. Because they've beaten some good teams, but they've also lost to some good teams, and then they almost swept the Orioles, but the Orioles kind of suck. They've been like kind of up and down this year. They do have an above 500 record, and then they play the Astros and they win 2 out of 3. I'm like, wow. And the only one they lost, they got like 2 hit by Greinke.
Right.
So like that's a top notch pitcher. I'm not going to be too upset. They only lost 1-0 in that game, and then they win 2 out of 3, and I didn't even know they were playing last night. I just wake up to that ESPN notification saying that they beat the Dodgers 4-3. I'm like, holy the Dodgers. Really now? Okay, because now we're kind of talking. Mariners are over here. This was supposed to be the year.
Yeah.
This is what Jerry said. Jerry said 2021. That was the Mariners' year when he showed up to Seattle. He said 2021. That was after all the discussions they had with the front office, coaching staffs, everything. We're aiming at 2021 to be the year the Mariners are ready to take over the league. Yeah. I obviously didn't believe it. I've been here long enough. But it's looking good. They're at the top of their division, which is the NFC West. I don't even know what the division in baseball is.
Wait, the Mariners are in the AL, right?
Yeah. I know it's the AL.
AL West.
AL West then? Okay.
AL West, Central East, I think is 3. Yeah, I think it's 3 divisions. Right. Yeah, I don't think they do like North-South stuff. They just do East, West, and Central.
Oh, Central. Okay.
Yeah.
What makes it even better is the fact that the Mariners are at the top of their division at like 10-5, I think, and the Yankees have the worst record in AL baseball.
No.
The worst record at 5-10 right now, and it's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
But let me finish my thought. Let's finish the thought. We all damn well know in the bottom of our hearts that come the end of the season after 162 games, the Mariners will be somewhere below 500 and the Yankees will probably win their division. We all know this to be true, right?
Yeah, that's probably true.
I've seen a couple articles that said, the fears that we had about the Yankees going into this season are coming true.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they won't rebound as strong as I might think. Apparently they have some issues. I thought their roster was stacked to the gills and they'll just hit home runs all day long. I know their pitching staff is pretty thin. I knew that was probably one of their major issues.
Right.
But Jay Bruce retired. They lost Jay Bruce. I don't know how big of a loss that is. His career seemed like it was already on the back end anyways.
Mm-hmm.
But the Yankees are struggling. And the team that we thought was going to be tanking this year because they literally got rid of everyone because they didn't have the money for it was the Red Sox. And they're like 11-5, I think, is their record.
Yeah.
And they're at the top of that division. Who would have thought?
Who would have thunk it?
Where are the Dodgers at these days? Any idea?
No.
We can find out real quick. I can pull it up.
I just get the notification when they win or lose. I don't keep track of the record. Just, good day for the Dodgers. Oh, bad day for the Dodgers.
Well, the Dodgers are up 1-0 on Seattle in the bottom of the 8th right now.
Yep, they are playing tonight.
So that's kind of cool. They're playing right now. We can keep it. We'll keep an eye on that game and see if it finishes up before the end of the show.
Right.
Let's go to the standings, if I can click the right button. And the Dodgers are at the top of their division at 13-4. That's a strong division. 13-4. The Giants right behind them at 10-6. Padres at 10-8.
Mm-hmm.
Strong division there. The NL West.
Yeah.
And the Houston Astros all the way at the bottom of the AL West at 7-8. Woohoo! That feels good. I like it. Our good friend Joe says, don't count out Oakland yet. AL West is the division. I'm not counting anyone out. Like I just said, the Yankees are at the bottom of their division, but I mean, let's be honest. They'll probably turn it around. It's the Yankees.
Yeah, but they'll spend more money somewhere and
they'll
find something.
They'll just throw $100 million at some top-end pitcher, and they'll be fine. That's how it works. Where's the hot tub? Well, the hot tube. I know what you meant. How's this one?
Oh, there you go.
Does that work? Should I keep that up? I'll leave that up for a little while.
All right.
I found a good Bills one I was going to send you, but I forgot. It was kind of funny, but a little late for that. You don't have a green screen either, so that wouldn't even work.
No, I don't have. That's all real artwork back there.
Yeah, it's like an actual real background that looks nice. I wish I had the space to do that kind of stuff. Stuck in my tiny little room with a bed behind me. So, I mean, other than that, the Dodgers did lose. Mookie Betts took a fastball to his right forearm by Mariners closer Rafael Montero in the 9th inning.
Mm-hmm.
But he's going to be fine. He's out for the game today.
Yep, and then the Dodgers are off tomorrow, and then they start playing on Thursday, I believe, against the Padres. So just something. It's just tissue. Probably tissue bruise, a little sore, not like an elbow or a wrist situation. So best case scenario, but that probably didn't help the Dodgers last night when they were trying to make a push for the win. But
trying to make that comeback. It probably helps if you have one of the best players in baseball out there. Yeah,
things happen.
I'm trying to go stat diving real quick, and there's too much going on for me to try to go stat diving. Yeah, at least I don't do the show in a closet like Ryan. Yeah, I came out of the closet a while ago, so no, that's not what I meant. So I don't. Are you following this story at all with the European Super League?
I heard about something like this, but I never really looked into it to see like what in the world is this actually going on. I heard it was like a bad idea, and that people were doing it, and then I think I saw today that like some team backed out or something. I don't know. Other than that, I really don't know anything about it, but it sounds like they were trying to make a giant league or something, a super league, basically. Like that's about really all I know. Do you know any more about it?
Yeah, I obviously don't know a lot about soccer. I've been trying to at least keep up with it a little bit more than I do, because it is a very, it's a worldwide sport.
Right.
The United States just sucks at it, so that's why we don't follow it.
That's true.
Yeah, so nothing you can do about that. But anyways, so this Super European Soccer League, the European Soccer League, it was literally going to be called the Super League. They took 12 teams from, I forgot what the other league was called. There was the Champions League and then the Premier League. That's what it was. And they took the top 12 teams, and they did this in secret, almost overnight. They didn't tell anyone. No one knew this was happening. This was a shocker to everyone. Everyone's just started reporting on it this morning because no one knew this happened. So they just got these 12 teams together. I don't remember all of them. I'm not going to even list all of them. I don't care to, because it's not going to happen now. So I'm not going to list them. They got together and they're like, "Hey, we're the best teams. What if we just make our own little division that will play during the fall, and we'll make a bunch of money, and then we'll go back to our normal leagues in like the springtime, and then make more money over there." And the big issue with this was the whole soccer is I think the terminology they use is a regulated sport, and the whole purpose is the teams that make a lot of money at the top, like the best teams. Now, tell me where you've heard this one before. The money that they make is supposed to trickle down. Let me know if you ever heard trickle down when it comes to economics before. Let me know if that rings a bell to anybody.
Yeah.
They're supposed to make all this money, and it trickles down to the smaller teams that don't make as much money, and they can't compete. It's just like baseball. If you don't make enough money, you're not going to be able to compete because you don't have enough money. It's the same thing with soccer over there. So these teams that don't have a lot of money, they're small market. They can't compete with Chelsea, Manchester City to ironically name two of them. So these 12 teams were just trying to make a bunch more money. And then they said, well, it'll help the smaller teams in the long run. Yeah, we know how trickle-down economics works. We've been there before. So everyone woke up this morning to the news that they were planning to do this, and everyone freaked out. Like people that are in the soccer world, like especially like ESPN soccer media, they freaked out. Like everyone this is a huge mistake. Everyone's going to hate them for doing this. No one's going to watch it. It's going to be, the teams that are in the Champions League and the Premier League, there's going to be backlash there when the teams try to come back in the spring. It's going to be horrible. People were crapping all over them, like for the first half of this day. And then I believe Chelsea came out first, and Chelsea was like, "Okay, this is our bad." They threw up their hands. They're like, "My bad. I did."
Right.
Sorry, I didn't realize people were going to be this mad about this. And then Manchester City decided to follow suit a little bit later. So we're down to 10, but I imagine everyone else is going to be following suit here eventually. I don't think it doesn't sound like this league is going to be sticking around.
Right. I mean, I guess I don't quite see why they'd want like the top 12 teams between. I mean, I guess it's technically, it could be a better content situation, but here's my thought process on like these teams that, they're playing against top teams all the time. You're not going to win every game like this. You're going to have these top 12 teams. You're going to have a team that goes 12-1. Let's say they play 12 games. Want someone to go 11-1. The other team, there's going to be teams that go 1-11, or their tie situation. So like now you're having bad records on these elite teams. Like that doesn't look good for the organization. Like for me, that's like it's a slap in the face for a super team. And these bigger teams to want to be part of a super league. You want those lesser teams to rack up wins. Show your competitiveness, show your your pedigree, with your organization. Like, why would you want to play tough teams all the time and be on a smaller group league and then have terrible records to show for it, not have championships because the other teams that are just as good as you got that win that game, and then another team got win the next game. So then you're like, you play close games, but then now you're just losing constantly. Like, seems pointless.
Yeah, I guess that's the chance they would take entering into that kind of a league.
Right.
Like, I was watching Ink Masters last night on Netflix, and I heard a great phrase. It's kind of like slapping your balls on the table and then getting them chopped off. It's that's the first thing that came to my mind while you were talking. I was like, it's like, I'm going to join this Super League, and then you go 1-11. It's like, oh shit. Oops.
Right.
So I guess I see your point there. Why would they even want to participate in that? It's probably because of the $10 billion or 10 billion euros that were projected that these teams
they're just looking
split
at
up.
money.
Yeah. And then all the other teams, the backlash came from the teams back in the European leagues, like in the Premier and the Champions League. And they're like, they knew for a fact they're not going to see that money.
Right.
It's supposed to be this regulated, trickle-down kind of economic situation, and all that would happen is the top teams, the rich get richer, and the people at the bottom just stay at the bottom. That's all it would have been.
Mm-hmm.
So that got shut down quick. Very quick. So there's that. We got that out on the table.
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted to talk about that. For some reason, I just need to get that off my chest, I've read so much about it today. Dan Patrick talked about it. Like, everyone talked about it today, so I really want to talk about it. Very interesting situation because it just came out of nowhere. Like I said, just at the beginning of the segment, it's just, ta-da! We're making a Super League. No, you're not. Okay, sorry. It's literally how it went. So let's move into something that we definitely know a lot more about, and that's the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
We know a lot more about this.
Yeah, we do.
Talk a little bit more specific about NFL stuff.
Yeah.
We say goodbye to our dear friend, Alex Smith. Alex Smith has decided to hang up the cleats. Ooh, Strikeout Beer said, are you all excited about the WNBA starting next month? I honestly didn't know they were starting up. But I do know that the Women's Football Alliance is starting up soon. I think their first game is May 8th.
Oh, very nice.
I'm following the Women's Football Alliance much more closely than the WNBA. I got to get on both, I guess. I haven't seen anything about the WNBA. I don't really follow any pages for it. If ESPN doesn't push it, I normally don't see it too often.
Right.
But I follow our good friend Lois Cook on Instagram.
There you go.
So she let me know about I think her first game's coming up here on the 8th. Oh yeah, the lady who was on the show. Yes, the lady that was on the show. We tried getting another lady on the show. But I don't think the time was going to work out. I think she's living in Germany these days.
Oh.
Yeah. So I have a guest I'm working on. When does the Lingerie League start? I sent somebody that plays in the Lingerie League a DM, and I did not get a response. I'll keep working on that. I don't know when it starts, though. I'm working on it. I try hard. Just because there's not a guest here does not mean I'm not trying. All right. No, just so y'all know. Just so y'all know. Another one. What does that mean? Another guest. That's what I meant. Oh, Alex Smith. 16 seasons between the 49ers, Chiefs, and Jets. First overall pick back in. We went over this last 2 shows ago.
2005.
Was it 05? Right before Aaron Rodgers?
Not right before Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, because Aaron Rodgers went late. Who would he go before?
I thought Alex Smith was top 5 pick.
He was first. He was definitely first overall.
Right.
I thought another one went right behind him.
Oh, that's right. Oh, well, that's a lot. That's a big difference.
Ronnie Brown, running back. Okay, so definitely wasn't anyone right behind him because Aaron Rodgers was the next quarterback taken at 24.
Yeah. I knew Aaron Rodgers wasn't taken until the mid-20s. I just don't remember which exact spot. But, yeah, those were the top 2 quarterbacks out of that draft. And Rodgers really fell hard
Yeah.
in that draft.
All the way to 24.
Yeah. And Aaron Rodgers is definitely getting the last laugh there. But Alex Smith, though, 16 seasons as a quarterback, playing for a somewhat terrible 49ers team for a while, joined Andy Reid and the Chiefs, and, they started having success. Obviously they got Patrick Mahomes with the Chiefs, so, it kind of like showed that it brought in the successor for Alex Smith, and, the Chiefs were fine. And then just to go to Washington, and, he played decent. He had the absolutely tragic injury. And just to come back from that to play again last year is just absolutely incredible. And, he could have not stepped a foot, a single foot on that field, had not laced up, put a jersey on, put pads on, and he still would have been, I think, comeback player of the year. I feel like hands down there, just to be able to, be physically cleared by team doctors and, all his medical staff that he's worked closely with, just to be able to take practice snaps, just to be able to do drills on his birthday. We saw last year, running around, throwing the football, just to have a somewhat, mostly normal life right now. Like, this is a guy who literally played on the field with 300 to 350 pound guys in front of him, either trying to block him or trying to sack him. And just, I think it's an incredible ending. Business happens in the NFL, and, Washington's, moved on. They Ron Rivera wants a little bit more sustainability, which, there's no harm there. And, you can't blame him. You can't blame him. You got to do what he's got to do. But I do like that Alex Smith wasn't going to, try to find another team that needs a quarterback, try to find that backup position. He's kind of like, no, I came back, I'm good now. Like, I've had the journey. It's an incredible journey that, I hope that this is a great Hall of Fame story, down the road once he's eligible. But yeah, I hats off to Alex Smith there. One heck of a career.
We got a hashtag hard in the comments. Oh yeah. Good friend Daddy Dabs is showing up in the house. What's up, Daddy? Yeah, you said it all. And I agree. I definitely do agree, though, that I'm glad he retired, because there was a lot of talks. He even came out and said, I believe, that he went to Jacksonville and talked to Urban Meyer about – that was the role they discussed, was just, you'd suit up, but you're just a mentor. You're going to be here for Trevor, Trevor Lawrence, obviously. You're going to be here to help him. That's going to be your job. If you suit up and play a snap, it would be in a very desperate situation. But I guess he just, he didn't want to take that role. Why bother? Might as well just be with my family. I'm lucky to have my leg.
Right.
If you watch that docu-series they did, whatever you want to call it, the E60.
Project 11, yeah.
Yeah, he's lucky to have his life by the sounds of it. I mean, so he's just taking his time. But it was I found it interesting because I did watch his retirement video that he made. He didn't end it by saying retired. He said he was stepping away. And he never really said his the words he used, his verbiage, if that's the correct terminology for that, sounded like he's coming back, but I would imagine it is in a coaching role. I don't think his life with the NFL is over.
No, I definitely think, this could be a very much situation where, he moves up the ranks in coaching, try to, get to a quarterback's coach situation. There's no reason why he couldn't be a great quarterback mentor for, a young quarterback coming into the league. Alex Smith, I feel like Alex Smith doesn't have like the flashiest numbers. He's just been kind of there. He's definitely been middle to upper of the pack of quarterbacks that have been in the league the last 16 years. But I fully support, him, going into a kind of a coaching role, help these younger quarterbacks, understand that there is some change between the college and the NFL level, and that, you do have to make the adjustments, and, just being that person that, these young guys can rely on. I think he could help any team, with their quarterback situation, just being able to be on that coaching side, and then, getting the support from that coaching aspect.
Yeah, I think he's going to do great in that role, especially since he got to work with great coaches. He knows how to be a coach. He got to work with Andy Reid and, and Ron Rivera and just a bunch of great coaches over his career. So he's been lucky to do that. That's probably why he's as talented as he was, and why he has just a very competitive attitude about him. L Stud, what's up, bro? What's up, bro? Yo, beer and fire in the chats. So we got Stud and Dabs in here. Pencil me in the show when fantasy draft rolls around. Bit of a guru. Yeah, then he everyone is. Everyone thinks they are. Except me. I don't even think I am. I'm terrible. You mean so fantasy draft? Like, you're talking about fantasy football. So we got a while for that. But I'll write you down. You will be a coach next. I didn't recognize you with clothes on yet. You have to be a follower of Green Man Streaming if you want to understand that joke. Send him $10. He'll take it off. At least it'll look good because I got the hot tub behind me. It'll make sense
if
the shirt's off, It looks kind of weird now with the sweatshirt on, But we wish him well in retirement. Hopefully he gets I just want to kind of enjoy your time,
Yeah.
And something we didn't write down, I want to get your thoughts on what Trevor Lawrence said recently. I think it was one of his tweets. He basically said he doesn't have that chip on his shoulder mentality entering the NFL. He said, I'm not motivated by people think I'm not good enough, or people thinking he shouldn't, blah, blah, blah. He's not motivated by that. He's motivated by he knows he's talented. He's going to show that he's talented and he loves football, and he's going to work his butt off because he loves football. And some people had an issue with that. Like, you should always have a chip on your shoulder. Just, that was kind of people's thoughts on it. So what are your thoughts on that? I know it's kind of I threw this question at you out of nowhere. I don't even know if you know what he said. I kind of want to get your thoughts.
I don't really know what he said, exactly, but based on what you just said there, there's no reason that he needs to have a chip on his shoulder. He knows he has talent. I feel like, quarterbacks that, that go that route with, I got the chip on my shoulder. I'm doing this. I got to prove everybody wrong. They get too emotional. And then these are the quarterbacks that, I could say 9 times out of 10, it could be less. They don't pan out longevity wise in the NFL because they get too emotional and they try to play hero ball. And, he's just, from my perspective, I see Trevor Lawrence as just being happy that he's, continuing to do something he loves to do. He's going to play football, in the NFL. It's not that he's not going to put the work in to help, potentially, most likely, the Jaguars get better. And, learn under Coach Urban Meyer, grasp all the NFL knowledge that he can and just, become a better quarterback. He's not saying that he doesn't want to be better. He's just saying he doesn't have a grudge against anything that, is being his motivation to get in the NFL. He's just been able to, he knows he's good, and he's just kind of, going. There's no hesitation. There's no disgruntledness there. So I don't know. I from what I know, I have no problem with it.
Yeah, it's not like he took an emotional approach, like you said. He's not being emotional about this. He's not like, I'm going to go out here and be the best because I am the best. And he's just like, I don't have that chip. And like you said, he doesn't have a reason to have a chip on his shoulder. Mm-hmm. He was a top recruit out of high school. He's been one of the best quarterbacks in college football since he's been there at Clemson.
Mm-hmm.
No one's ever had a bad thing to say about him. He's a unanimous number 1 overall pick for the NFL draft.
Right.
What is there negative to say? Make
Right.
sure you're going there with a chip on your shoulder. What's the chip? Like sour cream and onion or salt and vinegar? Like what do you want from me? Like, there's nothing. He's been living at the top.
Yeah.
I don't. People got like upset over that for some reason. Like, not everyone out there has to have a chip on their shoulder. Okay.
Exactly.
I mean, the comparisons were like Aaron Rodgers. You know, he was taken 24th overall, so he has something to prove. Like, and then Tom Brady, he was picking 199th overall. Like, that kind of makes sense for those two guys. Like, all right, I had like 23 teams doubted me, and then like one pick 199 for Tom Brady. You know, that makes sense. Trevor Lawrence has never been doubted. And if people are trying to doubt him, they're just delusional, and they're just trying to like make up a story, because there's really he's shown us nothing that says we should doubt him. And Daddy Dabs is a 7 times fantasy football champion. So,
oh dang,
I might have him run my team this year. I'll pay you like $5 a week every time you set my lineup. How's that sound? Yeah, you got to go over to Twitch, Strikeout Beer, if you want to say stuff like that. You got to go over to Twitch. Twitch will let you say anything. This is fun. The Pittsburgh Steelers extended Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
They gave Mike Tomlin a 3-year extension. And I believe Big Ben's only under contract for another year.
Mm-hmm.
So Mike Tomlin's going to outlast his own quarterback. With the team keeping him, the team through 2024 season, he'll be there for that long. Since 1969, Pittsburgh has only had 3 coaches. Mike Tomlin's been here since 2007. Before that was
Bill Cowher.
Bill. I was trying to figure out what his first name was. Cowher, 1992 to 2006, and Chuck Noll from 1969 to 1991. And stability. They find the coach they want, and God damn it, he's there. You just lock him in.
It is just they get the guy they want and they just go. There's never a question. If you look at it from, after these 3 years of Mike Tomlin, since 1969, if we get to 2024, that's 55 years with 3 coaches.
That's unheard of, right? I mean, there's no way any other franchise has even gotten close to that.
The Bills went through 3 coaches in like 4 years.
Look at the Jets; they're turning one out every single season.
Right. So I mean, and that's basically a legacy organization. Like, they are like one of the founding teams. Like, they don't have a problem, I guess. But maybe, I don't know. I feel like Cowher, retired. I think he gave up coaching then, because then he went to CBS. I don't know what the Chuck Noll situation was, why he left after 22 years. And, Tomlin hasn't really had, he hasn't really been on the hot seat as much. Obviously, Roethlisberger being in kind of his last year, there's going to be a quarterback change, I think, for the first time, in Tomlin's career with the Steelers. That'll be a consistent starter. Obviously last year there was, Roethlisberger went out, and then you're rotating guys and trying to make the best of a situation. But next year, literally, Tomlin's going to have to figure out who is going to be my quarterback. And I think
that in a long time.
Yeah. Roethlisberger was there before, Tomlin got there, and, it's going to be something new for him. And I think that's where you're going to get to the point where I feel like this is where you get the quarterback change, and like a big quarterback change. And this is now maybe they'll get him through the 2024 season. And then maybe if it doesn't go right, then maybe this is the 4th coach that comes in. I'm not trying to write off Mike Tomlin right now, but he's been there for a long time.
Careful what you say. There's Steelers fans out there; they'll get you.
You don't see the longevity of head coaches like this. I think Belichick's one of the only other ones who's been a head coach for the same team longer.
Yeah, I mean, the only other one besides Bill and Mike might be Pete Carroll. He's been there maybe 8 years now, something like that, I think. Maybe even longer. I don't know. He's been there a while, though, but, I mean, Mike Tomlin
Who was
obviously is.
before Pete Carroll? Mike Holmgren?
I think there was a bridge coach before Mike.
Okay.
I don't know who, though.
Yeah.
I feel like there was one in between there. Yeah, I looked up Chuck Noll, and he did retire as the Steelers head coach in 1991. Finished with a record of 209, 156, and 1, and he was put in the Hall of Fame in 1993, which is only 2 years after he retired.
Is it a different rule for coaches?
Maybe. Oh yeah, maybe it doesn't apply to coaches, or this was back in the 90s, so maybe the rule changed. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Possibly.
And apparently, Chuck Noll has passed away of natural causes back in 2014.
Oh.
Suffered from Alzheimer's, heart condition, and back problems. That's sad.
Oh.
Rest in peace, Chuck Noll.
There you go.
What's Tomlin? Sean Payton has been with. Oh yeah, Sean Payton's been in New Orleans for a hot minute. Yeah. Mike Tomlin's. Mike Tomlin. Let's find out.
Peyton, I think he was 06. So I think it'd be Belichick, Peyton, and Tomlin.
Wow. A career record of 153, 86, and 1 for Mike Tomlin. Whew. That's a good.
That's pretty impressive there.
Wow. Yeah.
But it's been consistency for the Steelers too. That's like not even just coaching. It's been consistency.
Same quarterback. Always had a strong defense. Mm-hmm. They've just always had it. Like when you think of the Steelers, it's just the same thing. You have Mike Tomlin, you have Big Ben, you have a good defense.
Yep.
There might be some pieces on just between like wide receiver, running back. All that's obviously rotating, but
right.
Yeah. Craziness. Steelers got their coach though. What's going on with the Bills here? What happened to the Bills?
So nothing major's happened. It's basically Brandon Beane came out today, who's the GM for the Bills, and said that they are literally waiting until the deadline, which is the day after the draft, May 3rd, to pick up the fifth-year options for Josh Allen and Tremaine Edmonds because the Bills had 2 first-round picks that year. So they did have 2 players to pick up fifth-year options. But, Brandon Beane has said that, I want to pick up the options, but I don't want to, look away from getting extensions done. We want to lock these guys up. They're an obvious, value to the team, and they want to get deals done. Brandon Beane obviously knows his talent that's on the team for these 2 first-round picks. But what's going to be a little tricky for the Bills is that, when they pick up these options on May 3rd, it literally takes up $35 million in salary cap for the Bills next year.
Sheesh.
And with the uncertainty of the salary cap for 2022, it's going to go up a little bit, but we don't, obviously probably not a ton. And, that's a lot of money to rack up between 2 players. Like, Edmonds is, with a 50-year option, he's looking at $13 million. And I want to say Allen's looking anywhere between $20 and $23 million on the option, as guaranteed money. It's not just, with, the change in the CBA, it's not just, fully guaranteed, if there's an injury, it's just fully guaranteed now. So, it's more money in the players' pockets, giving them, the money they deserve, proving their, their value in the league. But yeah, I mean, I think, there hasn't been any talks that, contract talks haven't been going well. Obviously I feel like Tremaine Edmonds and Josh Allen are very team oriented. Obviously they should get paid, what they're worth. But, I think this team in general has been very team oriented, and they have one goal in mind, win that Super Bowl, and do what you got to do to beat the Chiefs in the AFC, because that's they're still looking up to them. But yeah, I think it's interesting that I think it's interesting that Beane's waiting until May 3rd. Literally the deadline to get to pick up these options. I'm a little surprised after the draft, but not surprised because he has literally an NFL draft to plan and figure out who he's gonna draft in 9 days, or starting in 9 days.
Yeah.
So you gotta have your head on straight in order to continue to build this team. And I would assume Brandon Beane has reached out to Allen Edmonds, and it's like it's not taking away anything from their value. It's just it's a team thing. You got to build the team right, and Beane's got to be in the right mindset to continue to build this team like he has for the past 3 years.
He's done a damn good job of it. So whatever he chooses, I'm sure it'll be the right decision.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they only have $4.5 million in cap space right now, so it's not like they have a whole lot of room to be like, yeah, we'll pay you whatever you want this season. But we all know the cap space is a myth, so it doesn't really matter.
Right.
Our quick question down here was: anybody else surprised that the Steelers got rid of James Conner after a whole season of Tomlin saying he's our workhorse? Sorry for backtracking. Don't worry about backtracking. James Conner, I mean, he was their workhorse because they had no one else. I mean,
right.
Don't walk up to me and be like, but they had Benny Snell. Stop. Don't come at me saying they had Benny Snell and that's solid. Okay. They had James Conner because they needed to say James Conner was the workhorse. His injury history, he has not been the running back that he was back in, I think it was 2018 was his breakout year. He's gotten nowhere near those numbers since then. Yeah, getting rid of him was the right decision. Open up that space for a rookie, bring in a free agent, freed up for Benny Snell. Let's get the Benny Snell hype train going. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. No thanks.
No.
One more topic before we bring in our surprise special guest. Because we talked about this last week about who might be trading up into like the Falcons number 4 spot.
Yeah.
For the first time and feels like forever, the Giants are actually interested in trading down from the number 11 pick in the first round. It'll be the first time that Dave Gettleman trades down in the draft. Good old Gettle.
Yeah.
So that's interesting that he wants to do that. I mean, they have plenty of holes that need filling. So if he wants to pick up more players, go for it. But you need some defensive pieces. And moving out of that number 11 spot might not be the wisest decision.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was the complete smartest, but I think it really depends on how far they move back. You could see offensive weapon at 11 for the Giants certainly, but also looking at the defensive side, 11 is right where these top tier corners are starting to fall. And then you're getting your top edge rushers, starting to come off the board right around that time. So, Gettleman obviously, knows who he wants. If they can't get a deal done, does it become, a reach pick where you're picking a guy that should be at 20, 22, and now you're picking him at 11 because that's the guy you want. There's no other players that you're looking for. Maybe that's what he's trying to do, trying to get more picks, but then also validate the pick that they want with the plan that he's still there, the player is still there. Wherever they fall to. But
it's all about the phone calls they get.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. I looked up. They only have 6 picks this draft. So
little
I mean. Little on the light side. So, is there any Tennessee Titans news?
I got nothing.
No, it's a quiet time of year for the NFL. So unless you do something crazy, I mean, they let go of Jadeveon Clowney and he signed with the Browns. So that's fun. There's your Tennessee Titans news. Jadeveon Clowney is no longer a Titan. There you go. All right, let's bring in our special guest so we can wrap up the show with some good chatting with our good friend Ryan Francis.
Oh, Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I forgot about this. So what do you think about Alden Smith potentially being arrested soon? What do you think about that?
Um,
Ryan, what do you think about that?
Go sport.
Yeah, Alden Smith is apparently wanted in like the New Orleans area for like second-degree battery assault or something like that. 2 days after he signed with the Seahawks.
I hope they get him.
He's keeping his track record alive. If anyone that knows Alden Smith's history, that checks out.
Yeah, which I do. I know all the history of all the sports people.
Yes, yeah, that's why we brought you on, because we need to know the sports histories.
I'm the sports expert in history.
I think Alden Smith is the one that said he had a bomb in the LA airport. I believe that was him, right? You remember that one from like ages ago?
He did something dumb.
He did a couple of dumb things.
Well, yeah.
But I think that's the one that sticks out to me. So Ryan Francis, the host of Let's Do a Podcast, the main face of Illogical Gaming. Is it Gaming now? I think on Twitch it got switched to Illogical Gaming. We're missing the G now. It's getting a little like we're going like kind of slang with it. Gaming.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say
it's on purpose. Yeah, I'm trying to be cool. Down
with the 411 with the young people.
The 411. I got a story about 411, but I can't bring it up. We don't have enough time. So with the whole gaming thing, you just got done raising over $1,000 total in a span of 2 weeks for different charities. So tell us a little bit about your fundraising that you've been doing.
I mean, usually every single month, any kind of like star donations or bits that get thrown at me, I usually just donate them right to a different charity or do something pretty much so it's not going to me. And then about once a month, I tend to, I actually got this kind of from Rapid Dave, where he would start doing some charity streams like, I'll do one a month. We'll see what happens. So I do those on Facebook, and I mean, people eat them up. I mean, on top of like, you feel like you're doing something good with your life besides just playing video games.
Making it count in the long term.
Yeah. But yeah, what was that? Last month we did breast cancer research. We raised, $555. And then, that was last Friday. I guess this month is Autism Month. Autism Awareness Month, I think is what it technically is. But so I raised money for that, and we hit 625, I think.
Sounds about right.
That.
It's impressive.
Yeah. And I mean, I have fun. Of course, you have to play all the stupid sounds, the yeet yeets, and the the stuff to get everybody excited to give money. Yeet yeet. So it's fun. I mean, I love it. I have fun. I get to play video games, hang out with my friends. We raise money. All around, it's usually a really fun day. But.
It's always fun. I mean, I get to do it alongside of you. We got Rapid Dave alongside us too. I mean, we got a good crew. And speaking of our good crew are admins of a very, very special Facebook group called Streamers Helping Streamers. And Ryan is a very pinnacle piece of this. He does a lot of work in it. I like to think I do a lot of work, but I don't do as much as Ryan does. This guy works his butt off for this group. Want to give the folks a definition of Streamers Helping Streamers? Because I don't think I've ever talked about it on this podcast before.
I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory, but
pretty much.
I mean, that's one thing that we decided is like we need to do a name where whenever people read it, they can easily be like, oh, I know what this is. But I mean, it's kind of created a whole nother thing. We pretty much just created this so we could like, hey, what if we had a place? Obviously, where streamers come, people that know how to do like overlays or mess with their sounds and all that to help others that don't know how to do that yet. it's kind of like where the whole idea started. But dude, it turned into like this an insane thing. Like we're helping people get the affiliated on Twitch in no time. We're helping people get the Level Up program on Facebook in no time. We're teaching people how to not just create followers, but also how to create just a community. And I mean, we all do work, but really what it comes down to is making sure that the people that are in the group are there to help one another and to help kind of lift each other up. Like, that's why it's been successful, not necessarily because, you know, I did something cool on the Discord, you know, so it highlights colors or any of that stupid shit. But it's just like, we make sure that the people that are in there are actually there to make a difference.
Those color things you do are an integral piece of streamers helping streamers. Don't you doubt yourself.
Hey, I like colors. What can I say?
I like
I
colors.
Have a Crayolas.
L Stud's a streamer, and I like helping other streamers. Then streamers helping streamers is for you. I mean, what I've been meaning to ask you this is, what's the tag on Facebook? At what? Is it at streamers helping streamers, or is it SHS? What do we got?
I think it's streamers helping streamers.
Okay.
Yeah, it's streamers helping streamers. Because I tried to do SHS. Nothing popped up, so I was like, okay. I have to type that whole long thing out. But I mean, I know that we're trying to not just do like gaming streamers, but also podcasts. You know, we help Strikeout Beer hit that affiliated. Next, I really want to help get On and Off the Field affiliated on Twitch. And then Just Be a Dad podcast for TJ. Eventually, maybe me and my co-host will start actually live streaming our stuff more. So, I mean, it's not just gaming community. Of course, that is a majority of our stuff. I'd love to get more people that just stream, whether it's a podcast or I don't know. What else do you even stream? But, you know, just people that go out and just stream regularly. Anything.
You can stream sitting by a hot tub and jumping on a trampoline, apparently. Those are things you can stream.
Yes, I can't wait. Yeah. That's my next goal, is to set up a stream where I'm jumping on a trampoline into a pool.
Yes.
Just constantly.
Then you get 5K viewers and that's your full-time job.
Yeah. Of course, you have to wear a bikini too.
Oh, well, that's obviously goes without saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if anyone that listens to this, podcaster, streamer, you can go over to Streamers Helping Streamers. Make sure you answer the membership questions to get in, or we will turn you right back around, just so you know. Make sure you answer the questions. We'll let you in. We have a Discord channel. And the things I've seen this community do, like you said, you know, the community that's been created in a very short period of time. I mean, it seems like every day one of us is posting in that group like a thank you message, getting someone affiliated. We end up doing like raid trains on Twitch. We'll raid one person and then they raid the next person, and it's just it's just a train, and it just keeps going. And I don't know, it's just really I just get excited talking about it because of the stuff I've seen them do. So we lost him. I didn't even notice that.
Oh, there we go.
Hello. I was getting ready to kick you out anyways.
Yeah, damn phone internet. Sheesh.
Yeah, you're doing it from your car. That's fine. You look nice today, though. I like your shirt.
I dressed up just for you.
I appreciate that.
We appreciate it.
Because I don't dress up for my own show, so we need someone to. But, yeah, so that's the shout-out for that. We love everything you do for your charity, all the fundraising you do, whether it's over the whole month or just the charity streams that you do. You do a lot of great stuff, and you're very much appreciated in this community. Hope you know that.
I do. I mean, I feel like almost, especially in our Discord and all the chats, I mean, everybody, they tell me, I appreciate it. I love it. And then at the same time, it's like, this is just what I like to do, you know? I'm doing what I think is fun and what I enjoy, and it's just helping people. So Except for
we need more. We need more Ryan
Yeah.
Francis in the world.
There we go.
All right,
Hashtag
man. Well,
kick
you
Mark, but yeah.
or kick hashtag kick Mark. Let's throw. You got to let everyone know.
That's all right.
Well, we got to get that trending on Twitter. Thanks for coming on there, Ryan. Appreciate it. And anytime, any other time you want to come on, just let me know. We'll have you on whenever you want. Don't worry about that.
Esports. I'm telling you, esports.
It's in the works. It's on my. I have as people that are fans down off the field know, I bought a giant whiteboard, and on my whiteboard is esports show. It's on there. Like I'm always thinking about it.
I used to like really be into esports, so it won't be hard for me to like, I think, relearn what's popular now. But be a fun subject.
Telling you, it's a good show. It's gonna be a solid show one day.
There we go.
Maybe. I mean, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, sir. You have yourself a fantastic night, and thanks for stopping in.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, see ya.
And we switch.
There we go.
And I believe that's the show, right?
I believe that is our show.
Do you have anything else that you need to get off your chest? I want to make sure that we leave, because it's another long week until the next show. I want to make sure we got everything we need to say out there.
I think I'm good.
Okay. I want to, that's how we're going to end up ending every show. We got to make sure everything's out there, just it's a long week until next Tuesday.
It's a long week.
Got to make sure you don't hold any demons in. If you need to tell me, Dylan, I hate you, this has been the worst Tuesday of my life, just get that out there right now.
No, we're good.
We're good. Okay, we're good at least for this week. But as previously mentioned, we will be back next week because
Mama didn't raise no wusses.